Ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Remember that we have a like goal of 100 likes. We average around 800, 1,000 views, sometimes more per recap. So be sure to hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. Before we talk about how we were able to make over $6,400 today in the stock market, be sure to remember our disclaimer, which states day trading is risky. My results are not typical. The live streams and recaps are never a reason to try and copy trade. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful of imposter accounts, fake accounts. I will never message you first. All right. With that being said, let's talk quickly here about this wonderful day. And it always starts the same as usual. My trusty scanner here, Momo Pro. This is where I was able to find all the stocks today. If we're to come down to the discovery section and I'm to pull up the Relentless, or let's say high of day Momo, you guys will see that there's a trove of stocks here, including ENVB, one of our watch list stocks, which despite selling off at this point is still up 103%, 130 million shares of volume, 1.8 million shares in the float, and insane, unusual volume, right? Relative volume. So, of course, we start with percentage gain. I want to trade the stocks that are obvious, that are moving up aggressively. Volume. I need liquidity. I need there to be tight spreads. I need there to be, volatility and action, right? Which is why volume is important. Of course, at the end of the day, it is the stock exchange. I need someone else to be exchanging shares with me. And then the float, aka the shares outstanding, the shares available for the public to trade. When you have 130 million shares of volume and 1.8 million shares available, it creates for an imbalance, especially when the sentiment is to the buy side. So this is how I was able to compile my watch list, and two stocks here in particular, TRNR and ENVB, were some of my top stocks this morning. By the way, I always post the watch list to the YouTube live stream as well as in the chat room. You guys can always feel free to check out the alert section in the chat, which has all the watch lists that I look at every day going back for a very, very long time. All right. So keep that in mind. You can always utilize that for some back testing. But yeah, moving on. So in terms of what I was looking for, right? What makes us unique here in this community is how we approach the market. There's a lot of famous patterns that you guys will know of, heard of, whether it's, the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, a bull flag, a 3-bar play, a wedge breakout, and so forth and so forth. We trade a lot of these famous patterns, but what makes us unique is how we approach it in our hyper scalping manner. We don't just scalp. We're not just in for the best 10, 15, 20 trades a day. We're trading 100, 200, 400, sometimes 600 times in one day. And we're looking to be very active. We're looking to work the range, and we're looking to milk every single penny that we can out of these stocks. And so ENVB, this one, for some context, started off yesterday in after hours, going from around 120 up to about 230 towards the close, or let's say the end of after hours rather, 8 p.m. yesterday, market time. And then we opened up around 4 a.m. and continued up. So this ended up being really strong. But by the time we got to the open, we had a little bit of a flat line. And this is fine because a lot of the times when stocks are super strong into the open, we sometimes see an early pullback and sell off. So because we were consolidating towards the lows, I was hoping for a red to green. And that's exactly what we ended up getting here on ENVB early. You guys will see we had a low of $3. Our pre-market lows were at $2.90. But man, oh man, did this thing take off. So the first 1 minute candle made the new high, and I started watching this thing very actively here for trades. We pushed up to 34. We then pulled back to a low of 20. And this is what I like to call a baby pullback. This is when there's a drop either in the same 1 minute candle or into the new candle where we don't actually close red. So we call this a bit of a baby pullback right here, right? And this thing from 320 surged all the way up to 390. Just absolutely incredible. And then from there we got halted up, and then the halt resumption provided a good opportunity in the dip and rip. So lows of 353 to highs of 424. We opened at 4, this thing ended up dipping and then ripping. And so it was something like this, right? We opened, dipped, and then ripped up. And I was all over this trade here at 9:38 a.m. If we come to the log, just quickly here, 9:38 a.m. I believe I dominated this trade, if I'm not mistaken. Let's come down a little more. You guys will see I'm in at 59, out at 69. My first trade there, which was a nice 300 bucks. And I believe it came back down one more time, or maybe I might have caught over 4 a little bit better. We had 70 to 87 here, small loss right here, 84, 82, 83, kept it tight. And then 70 to 87, which is a solid trade here, right? This is over 10 cents, 17 cents to be exact. It's almost $600 right there in that trade. And then let's see. Yeah, so right here was a little interesting. We almost missed the break of 4, but we were very sharp today. We were very sharp, very focused. We bought back immediately after noticing this thing wanted to continue. And so we're out at 88 early. We get right back in 94, and good thing we did, because if we didn't, we would have missed this move all the way up to 20. Now, I thought it was going to continue over 20, and I got very aggressive. It ended up not going right away, but it dipped down to 10. I got back in. And then from 10, we ripped up to 30. That was right here into this new candle here. So again, it's somewhat similar, right? Another small dip and then ripped into new highs again. And we got all the way up to 450. All the way to 450, which was quite incredible. Quite incredible. Let's see, this is at 39. I think on this, so on my last entry here, I think I might have sold a little too soon. Then ended up getting to capture the entire move. But after this, the stock, I believe, so we caught a small dip. I believe we ended up selling off. Yeah, we ended up selling off. And so that was all this one wrote. So moving on to our next stock, which was TRNR. So for context here, we started off around 93 cents, pushed up to 140, and then to highs of 180. By the time we were getting around to the open, very similar pattern to the other stock where we had a move, but we're somewhat flatlining at the lows, and I was hoping for that early red to green. Now, it didn't end up going immediately, but it gave a breakdown and a reclaim U-shape. This is what we call the U-shape. You can even refer to it as a V-shape as well. You know, in the English alphabet, you got the V, you got the U. So we had a bit of a V-shape, U-shape, red to green here. And the key for this trade and the breakout, for those people who were watching it early, 1, we had bottom here. And then 2, this right here is a bit of a trigger point right up in here. A bit of a trigger point because we start to get somewhat of a small flag and wedge, right? And then breakout. So you got to be able to envision the pattern. Just imagine if there's a bull flag and then there's a consolidation right there. Can we get the new high, right? But in this case, you know, again, a bit of a U shape. You can even say a bit of an ABCD even here. So all these patterns are somewhat here. Flat top at the VWAP. Can we break the flat top? It did. It pulled back a little bit, ripped up. Absolutely took off. And went from 150 up to 168. I believe it might have gotten halted. And then it continued here up to 190. It did get halted. From 168, it resumed 170. And then went up to 190, 216, 217, consolidated. We did fairly well in the consolidation with our dips. You know, when we're firing on all cylinders, we're capturing our dips and our breakout. And this breakout a little bit more tough because I didn't really get the chance to size into it. We got up to 22, it dipped down. I only got 10,000. I'm saying only because there's trades I took with more size than that in just one block. My goal was to get to like more size. So, but better something than nothing. We were long at 10 and then 19. This ripped up to a high of 44. I sold half at 33, held the other half into the halt. This did get halted, but sadly it resumed lower. So if we check out this timestamp at 9:59, if we come on down, that's 49. We got to come a little higher, 59. Okay, right here. I'm in at 12. I added at 19, out at 33, 34. And then it resumed lower, sadly. Resumed lower. And I wasn't able to, really capitalize on this 5,000 shares. But after the resumption, you guys can see I was a little aggressive. I got back in. Not a great trade here over 40. But sized back down. And, for right reasons, we kind of didn't do super well right here at mid 30s. Some small trades though, decent stuff. Good dip here, 10.05. That was right here. Good dip here. This did bounce up, but it didn't bounce up to the point where the flag, because we're getting another flag here, right? It didn't bounce up to the point where we made a new high, which is what we were looking for ultimately. It got up to, a high of day was at 54. We got up to 44, and then that was all this one wrote. And guys, remember, even if you didn't do well on the front side as a long bias trader, when the move is done, it's done. We have to not trade the backside too aggressively in the wrong areas. Some people are good at it. Tim is really good at trading the backside areas like this and making good money. But the number one thing that we don't want to do is to be in massive size and not cutting the loss. If this breaks down, you gotta, even if it's right here, you gotta cut the loss, right? Because the market is brutal, man. Just look at how much this is down, right? From 240 down to 126. ENVB from 450 down to 217. And if you look back at all the hot stocks we've had over the weeks and months, it's somewhat the same, right? 8TCH. ATCH. Really hot stock. This is the stock we did $18,000 on Monday. High of 13. By the end of that same day, it's at 5. The next day, it's down at 338. Luckily, and I'm saying luckily, it did bounce, but this doesn't usually happen. This one bounced up to 7. But even today, if you're now seeing the stock for the first time, you bought big here and you didn't take this loss coming down, it's at 290. Let's remember to always cut our trades. Let's never get emotional. Let's continue to be good managers. Today I grade myself an A+. I came in on time. I started off with my small size for the first 5 to 10 minutes. I only sized up after I really had the conviction that a stock was strong. And from there, we kept our focus very well. We did a good job not pulling up the ticker on the YouTube screen right away, giving ourselves optimal time to perform and waiting for the stock to go to a place of rest before pulling it up. Although this is the case, it has to happen this way for me to be my best self. But yeah, overall, great focus. We did get distracted once or twice, like as in like a daydream, but we pulled it back in right away. Even another time we got a high fill, we pulled it back in right away, kept the focus. That's what it was all about. And so if I can continue this level of trading mentally, I can have 30K days on every hot day. This is not even a matter of if, but it's a formality. It's just a matter of keeping this focus though. If I lose this focus, it's not going to be as clean. It's not going to be as good. So I have to keep working, keep getting better, keep improving. So on that note, for any of you who are looking forward to improving and getting better, check out Merciless Markets. This is my day trading course, and right now it's going for 50% off, selling like hotcakes. 50% off because code team, right? Selling like hotcakes because of code team. The biggest coupon that we've had in a really long time. And, on top of all the wonderful benefits that's included, of course, the A to Z curriculum itself, all the extra bits and pieces like the live trading archive library, the live stream Q&As, the rehab calls, the coaching calls, the revision calls, and everything else that we offer, the streams of the scanners, everything, the streams of my live trading with no latency, Marcelo's live trading with low latency, with no latency. On top of that, for those of you who are utilizing coupon code TEAM, your name will be entered into a raffle. You'll get a chance. If whoever wins will be invited, right? You'll get a chance. You'll be invited to the next day trading team house, which is going down in March, mid-March. We're flying out to the new location. So, of course, for those of you who've already become students, hopefully you win, and of course, good luck for everybody else, right? So, who might still be considering to join. The only bad thing is that not everyone can come, but we are this place we're going to is big. So students who've already been solidified in our chat, we're gonna reach out to a few people and invite them, not including the raffle, just on their own accord. We're gonna invite people, and we still have big plans for this summer. We're still going on track for our first seminar, in-person seminar, which more than likely is gonna span over a few days, or at least a day or two. So, and that'll be in New York City. You guys will get the chance to come meet us if you're in the tri-state area. All right. So, with that being said, hit that thumbs up. Remember, if you're in need of a scanner, Momo Pro, coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. And other than that, you guys can check out the chat room, right? If you want to be a part of the community beyond the YouTube chat, the chat room is always here. And it's just $14 a month, all right? $14 a month for a chance to be at greatness. And among some of the greatest traders in the world, the camaraderie, the synergy, the teamwork, the togetherness, it's off the charts in this chat room, man. So shout out to the team, shout out to the people. We did have some mixed P&Ls today, if you guys are to check out the P&L sections, but most people did well, but we still had some red trades. You can see a lot of the guys here holding it down. Momo Bro, for example, did go green to red. We did have Bradley as well, also green to red. So we did have some chop. Alice, way to go, getting it done. Tim, also some chop, highs of 4, finishing up just a couple hundred. I think Marcelo also had some chop. Danny P, great week so far for him. Yeah. Trevor, slightly red. Mr. Man. So we also have a lot of process over profits. But yeah, guys, take care, stay safe, stay green, hit that thumbs up. Remember, we have a like goal of 100 likes. And in tomorrow's live stream, we are aiming for 300 likes. If you guys don't want to see any ads in the real-time live stream, we need 300 likes minimum per live stream video. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. for another beautiful day. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. Tomorrow again.